Hi, what's going on? My name is Anant. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a follow-up sequence for your chatbot. Now, when somebody takes an action, let's say click on a button, what you can do is you can activate that follow-up sequence so that, let's say after 20 hours, the person did not take any action which you were willing him to take, then the chatbot is going to remind him about the offer or the action that he was going to take, right? So you can create unlimited follow-ups and you can keep reminding about yourself again and again with the automated chatbot without you lifting a finger. Now the chatbots sequence can be built in two different ways. One is you can build a independent sequence that you can reuse again on multiple different ways. Or second is you can just simply build a sequence connected with the button. Do not get overwhelmed with this. I'm going to show you the simplest way to create the chatbot, and then I'm going to show you how you can create the independent sequence so that this can be reused again and again, right? Both of them are helpful, but I'm going to start it with the easiest way possible. So what you need to do in order to create a sequence follow-up chatbot is, first of all, build the chatbot how you were building. So let's name it as follow-up, right? So this chatbot will only get fired when you have when somebody has sent you a message as follow-up, right? It is only for the demonstration purpose. That's why I'm just keeping it up like follow-up. And then let me call this chatbot as follow-up sequence chatbot, right? And then I can go ahead and click on save. This gets saved and the bot gets fired when somebody messages follow up. Now what you need to do is you need to use an interactive block, because the sequence can only be connected with buttons or list messages. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's say, hey, would you be interested in our product? Okay, and I do, let's say, save. Then I give two options, yes and no. Save it, right? Now just understand the fundamentals. I'm just teaching you the fundamentals of this thing, how you're going to use this on a real life, right? So I've created two buttons, yes or no. Would you be interested in our product? Yes or no, right? So the moment somebody says yes, I'm interested in using the product, then I'm going to send them a checkout link, right? So they need to click on the checkout and they make a purchase. So if they do not make a checkout, that's when we want to follow up with them. So if you say yes, I'm going to send you a message which is, okay, let's just send a interactive message instead. Use the interactive message and let's put it like, awesome, please check out from the button below. And then you save it, and then you can put buy now. And when somebody clicks buy now, you have to apply a label called as buy now, right? And we save it. Now let's say as soon as they click on the buy now, let's also give them a message. Send a message, here's the link to purchase. And I'm going to send, let's say, a website, WhatChimp, over here. Let me put it over here, save it. So when somebody clicks on yes, I'm interested, I'm going to add them to the sequence. And if they have not purchased the product, which is if they have not clicked on the button buy now, this is when I want to follow up with them. Okay, something is not connected yet. So let me say no problem, and we just end this. No problem, and we end this over here. I'm just building a simple flow just to teach you the fundamentals of how you're actually going to use it in real life, right? So I'm just keeping it as simple as possible. So I'm asking, hey, would you be interested in our product? Yes or no? If you say yes, I'm going to give you a button, right? And if you click on the button, it's going to apply a label buy now, which means you're going to purchase the product. But if you don't click on the button, you don't get a label of buy now, which means you have not actually purchased the product, right? And that's where I need to follow up with you. If you've not purchased the product, I need to follow up with you. So how do I do that? What I need to do here is when somebody clicks on button yes, this is where I will start my sequence. So I just need to click on subscribe sequence, put it on top so that I do not mess up with this block over here, and let's just keep everything on the top. 1, 2, and 3, right? So here it's showing that you can send 3 messages, 3 follow-up message, but guess what? You can send as many messages as you want. It's not limited to just 3. If you want to create one more, you can always go ahead and do that. But I'm going to delete all of them because at the end of the day, I'm just going to clone one of this message and we are going to reuse it again and again. Now, before I go here, I have to set a sequence campaign. So I'm going to name it as buy now follow up. If they do not purchase, I want to follow up with them. And this is the time you need to set. If let's say your follow-up time goes beyond that 24 hours, this is where you can't send just a generic message, just any random message. You can only send a template message, right? So what it is asking is that let's say you're out of that 24-hour conversation window and then you're trying to follow up with the person. What time would you prefer to text that person, right? So I would do, let's say 14, and time zone, let me just put as Asia, save it, right? So I've created one over here. Now the first message that I want to send, it's within 24 hours, right? So the first message I want to send, let's say after 30 minutes, you said yes, I want to buy the product, I'm interested in your product. So right after 30 minutes, I want to send a first message. But before I send a message, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether you actually clicked on buy now or not. So here I am using a condition, and what I'm trying to check is, did you click on the label, did you click on the button buy now? Because if you've clicked on the button buy now, you got a label as buy now, right? You see this, a new label has been created, which is buy now. So did you get a label as buy now, yes or no? If not, that's when I'm going to follow up with you and I'm going to tell you, hey, and the name, you were about to purchase the product. Is there anything I can help you with? Right? And then we can put another message as, okay, let's make it as CTA button. So let's use CTA URL. You can purchase this. No, so the problem is that if I give a CTA button, a CTA URL, I won't be able to track whether somebody clicked on the button or not. So I'm not going to use this. I'm rather going to use the interactive method. So instead of me creating this, what I want to do is I'll just go ahead and duplicate this interactive block. Okay. I'm going to say if you are still interested, please check out from the button below. Now this is where I'm going to use the same button again. So I need to just clone this, put it on top, connect with this. And what is going to happen is if you click on the button buy now, you will get a label applied as buy now, right? So the next time I'm not going to send you a message. Why? Because when the condition will check whether the buy now label is applied or not, it's going to see, okay, this time the buy now label is applied, so let's not send any message. So what I need to do, if let's say you did not click on buy now again, even after me reminding you that hey, you have to click the buy now button here, if you still don't click that, let me first connect a message. Okay, let me send a message, please buy from here. Okay, and then we can put a link. Okay, now let's say you still don't go ahead and buy this. What I can do is I can just clone this thing and connect this with here. Okay, I did something wrong. It has to be not this but this. So I need to clone this, send message after. Now 30 minutes we are anyway sending them. Now I want to increase this and make it, let's say, 21 hours. So I'm going to follow up with them tomorrow, but within that 24-hour conversation window, because you see it's not exceeding that 24-hour conversation window, which is a good thing, because till here you can send unlimited follow-up, which is absolutely free. And then I'm going to use the same tactic over here. Check whether now you have clicked on the button buy or not. Then I'm going to send you the follow-up again if you've not purchased it, right? Feel free to do whatever you want to do here, but I'm going to just use the same flow here. And then I just duplicate everything. Buy now, and then send the message, right? And you can change this. You can change the messaging. So I hope you understood what do I mean by, having multiple send messages after. Now, if you want to send messages after that 24 hours conversation window, you also have an option to select schedule message for daily sequence. This is outside that 24 hours window. This is where you don't get the flexibility to send any message that you want. So here you have to just select any template message. So for example, I have a template message called as support reply. Again, it's just a random thing. And let's say I want to follow up after day 5. So I can select that, save it. It's one of my template message, and I can just remind them about the product they were going to buy. And then you can keep creating as many sequence as you want. Now the problem with this flow is that I cannot show you the demonstration of this because it's not going to follow up with me immediately, right? So it's going to follow up with me after 30 minutes, 21 hours, and after day 5. So what I will do is I'll just export this flow and give it to you so that you can test it on your own, right? So I've created this flow, and again, like I said, how do you export a flow? It's pretty simple. Let me show you. All you need to do is click on the export button, and I'm going to name it as sequence follow-up automation. Save it, and there we go. I'm going to put the link to this chatbot in the description below. Feel free to import this. How do you import it? It's pretty simple. Go to option, click on flow import, and just select the file that I'm going to give you in the description below, and you have your sequence chatbot ready to roll. Now, if you have any question, drop it down in the comment below. I'll be happy to answer, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.